Coach, I can barely process what happened out there. How are you feeling? Congrats on a Pac-12 championship.
Thanks. I'm elated. I'm overwhelmed. There's nothing more gratifying as a coach than getting to watch your players celebrate because they all put in so much work. They all come every day, all 12 teams, and one team gets to have confetti falling on their head and cut down a net. And for it to be this group, I'm so happy for them, for us, for our university.
You said in the post-game press conference that maybe 2 months ago this team couldn't win this game. How has this team evolved in that time?
We have a lot of newness on this team, right? We have, obviously, Rhea as a returning starter. Kate Will played a lot of minutes last year, but there's a lot of newness other than that. And so I always said all year, we have to be the team whose growth trajectory is more steep than anyone else's. We've seen every game plan. We've seen everything to try and limit Juju. And I'm not sure that, a month or so ago that having 4 or 5 players on her or crowding around her with the length of Stanford's players would have been something that we could just, okay, let's handle it and keep going. But we've gotten contributions from everybody. I will say she is, beyond all the stats, she's a winner and a winning player. And so I don't think people realize that when they're putting together a game plan. And then it's built the confidence of everybody else, right? So we get big shots from our guards who knock down threes. We get interior play. Like, that's been a huge part of our growth, that you got to pick your poison, right? We're out rebounding people. Rhea and Katie are putting up numbers, and then we have shooters. So I think it's really, I think builds a lot of confidence that we know we can win a number of different ways.
When it comes to game planning against Coach Tara, with the team that you guys played 2 physical games, 1 double overtime heading into this, how did you attack this game plan?
I felt like our players, they know it's a championship game, right? So it didn't feel like a third game in 4 days. Our legs were really bouncy and juicy the whole time. We knew that it was going to be a battle in the trenches, right? Like that we have 3 post players that can really battle with their 2, who are phenomenal players. And the fact that we could limit everyone else. The defense that Kayla Padilla played on Hannah Jump, I thought was critical, because if they don't get that 3-point shooting, they're not as effective. I thought our players really understood the assignment on the defensive end. And we only turned them over 11 times, but it turned into 21 points. I think maybe we were all breathing a sigh of relief that we were in transition and not facing that kind of defense in the half court. But I thought that our players just knew it was a championship Sunday. Their legs weren't going to be dead, and we were excited to get out here and knew no one was going to give anything to us but to try and take it from a great Stanford team.
What can you say about this team's depth? You have Taylor Bigby earlier on making threes, Kayla Williams. Like, it just feels like everyone can contribute in their own special way.
I think that's what we've become, right? A team that really values one another. You don't see India Otto in the games a lot, but I think to a person, everyone would tell you that she or Aaliyah Gales are as meaningful to what we're about as anyone making plays. I think that we have a winner's mentality, and that's really important. And the role players stepping into their roles, and we say role players, but they're big-time hoopers, right? Like Kayla Padilla being expected to make 50% of her threes is huge, right? Clarice was tremendous for us and just gives a huge presence off the bench, literally and figuratively. Kayla Williams, we know that she's going to be a tempo changer. She knocked down threes tonight, but it's an interesting mix. We kind of always know we're going to have the best player on the floor with you, and then everyone else being confident in what they bring. And just to see Rhea step up has been amazing. Like, she's the heart and soul of what we do. So it's been terrific.
The team talks about the belief that they have. Yeah. What does this tournament run, this championship, do for the belief that you guys have?
Well, I think we've always had the belief, but then to just see it play out in real time is really joyous. We talked about now we're going to be bonded forever as champions. We're really grateful for the attention that brings to USC women's basketball and the incredible women that came before us and now this group. But I think our secret sauce these last couple of weeks have been playing with joy and a lightness to us, and at the same time an urgency that knowing if you win, if you lose, you go home. So that combination is what we're going to need to try and continue to capture, even as the stakes, get even higher in the NCAA tournament.
You talk about being able to see it. This is a tangible representation of the hard work that you've done, not only this season, but since you got to USC. How does it feel to be a champion in that sense?
It's unbelievable. It takes everybody. It takes the belief of the administration, starting with Mike Bone, who invested and hired me, and then Jen Cohen just carrying that on and really caring about women's basketball. The football staff, someone like Gavin from football really caring about women's basketball, and our entire support staff, our training staff, nutrition, strength and conditioning. It's not ever one person. All those people are team players. My coaching staff is unbelievable. There are no egos. Everyone is a star in their own right, and figures out what is needed for us to win. And so to just be able to kind of put it all together and watch it see success, I'm happy for everyone to be part of that and to take that feeling with them.
Last question for you. What does it look like going forward? How do you prepare for the NCAA tournament?
We're going to take a couple days off and enjoy this, get our bodies right, get our minds right, and then we know we're going to be hosting, but you got to get ready to win 2 really big games at home. So we'll figure out, how to get ourselves just kind of back after we take a couple of days off on what we need to work on before you even know who you're playing, and then when we get our opponents, we'll start putting in some game plans. But I think it's capturing what we've had, right, which, like I said, is the joy and the urgency all at once.
All right, thanks for the time and congrats on the win.
Thank you.